back to where I am again. Yeah, if you have given me some comments, I'm sorry, I wouldn't have been able to read it. But I'm guessing most likely, you wouldn't have, whoever you are. I don't expect to have any results. I don't expect to have any viewers, any subscribers the very first time I do this. And that's one of the fears, you see. When you start doing something, you worry about, am I doing this for someone? Would there be an audience? Will someone appreciate what I'm doing? And I say to you, just go ahead and do it. Don't think too much, don't analyze too much. If you feel that, but for me personally though, is it positive? Does it add any value to the world? That is very important. Rather than, will someone be watching it? Will someone be consuming it? Nah, I think just leave that to the future, I guess, and just go ahead and do what you want to do. So that's where I am, and that's how I am doing this. Yeah. So a little bit about myself. Over the years, I think I have found my strength. I'm a creative. I didn't even know a few years ago that there wasn't even such a term, creative. What the hell is that? Creative. My first taste of, wow, it goes quite far back. I've always loved to draw. I've always loved to write. When I was in primary school, I was one of the students. Okay, I wasn't a star student or top student or things like that, but I have had a few of my works, nothing much, published in the publications, the school annual book. Yeah, I've always loved to write. I've always loved to create. The thought of me making something out of nothing excites me, And sometime in secondary school, I was a captain of the air rifle team in my school. And on our final year as a Sec 4, we decided to do a video to talk about the team that we are sending to the national level competition. And that being my very first production, of course we borrowed a camera from one of our friends, and we had the help of the AV team to do editing with us. And back then the editing was really low tech, it took up the entire room. Editing was in a room, and the console was like, it filled up the entire room. But it was fun. From planning the story, all the way through to filming it, I really enjoyed myself. Back then I was already thinking like a director. I was already thinking like a director of photography. I remember planning the final shot of that final video where the school leaving team, the Sec 4s, the four of us in the national team, walked away from the camera with our backs facing the camera into the sunset. And scene, that was how it ended. Yeah, so that was my very first video, and subsequently I did another one for a friend of mine in JC, and I was just using VCRs, VCR recorders. Basically, before DVDs, before Blu-ray, there were videotapes, and then the VCR are the recorders where you record shows off the TV. So together with two stacked on top of one another, one being the playing one and the other being the recording one, and the pause and start button, you can essentially do your own editing lah. So start, record, stop, that kind of thing, and you can cut and paste. So those were the days. Recording was like that anyway. When I told you earlier about the entire room being the recording, the editing studio, that was what they did anyway. So yeah, that was what I did. And then for sound, for music, I used the tape recorder. What do you call that? Cassette tape recorder to dub over the video, for the final round. And I had fun. So that was my very first foray into video editing. At this time, without the support of any AV team. So that was that, and I enjoyed myself. So that was when I realized that, yeah, this, and I didn't really, honestly, I didn't really think of doing this as a job. It never occurred to me. I have very traditional parents. We still talk about graduating from university, finding a good job, That's where I came from. So I've never ever thought of doing something creative as a job. Yeah, but that's that. So I had the initial taste of what it was like, and I'm very fortunate to every single day I'm doing this for a living, creating stories, filming, and I'm enjoying myself tremendously. Yeah, so of course along the way I've realized that I'm a pretty decent writer as well. I can write screenplay. I've been pitching a lot of stories lately to companies for their corporate video, for their branding videos, and so on. And that's where I am, and I really love creating businesses as well. So this podcast, this content that I'm creating for is hopefully for someone that's like me. You enjoy the process of creating something. From writing all the way to businesses. If I can provide you some perspective of that will be excellent. So that's where I am. I'm signing off. We'll talk about more next time. And I've more or less went through my introduction. I may have a little bit more, but the rest of it should be the bulk of what I want to share.